I struggled with binge eating for years, and I can tell you it was a very terrible experience. I'm not gonna get into the details of how I almost cried while thinking about really just how much I'm eating, or how I called my mom to tell her about how damaging the challenge of binge eating has become to my life. All that to say that binge eating is something that I can relate to because I've been there. So today I want to give you five possible triggers or causes for why you binge it. I'm saying this as someone who used to binge it, but I'm now helping people from all around the world who are struggling with binge eating. Hopefully, if you know why you binge it, it's going to make it easier for you to actually stop the binge eating. Reason number one: if you are someone who grew up in a family which was not really that rich like me, you can relate to the fact that at home you didn't have like unlimited amounts of food, like your food was limited. And so when you go to these places where you can basically eat as much as you want, it's like your brain is triggered to just eat because you are telling yourself that, well, I might never get this again. It happened to me when I went to this like church camp. We went to this camp out in the countryside and we were preaching to other people. So it was a mission camp, think of it like that. And so we were there at this camp and they would cook food and they would ask you, do you want some more? Come on, eat some more if you want. And there was always some leftovers. So whenever you are hungry, you can go and you can eat some more. The problem with this was, for me, my brain just told me that if you don't eat this food, you are never going to eat it again because you will not have this opportunity. And that caused me to eat excessively amounts of food until my stomach started to hurt. I got the title for being the guy who always goes for second round when I was going to camps because I always went for second round. So the first reason why you binge it may be because of scarcity. Because when you're at home, you don't have that much amount of food, or when you were growing up, you didn't have that amount of food. So now that you have access to it, it's now easier for you to binge, and so you binge. The next reason why you binge it is because you get peace when you are binge eating. So does this sound like you? Which is when you are eating for those 5 minutes, you feel like the world just goes quiet. You feel like your emotions, your bad emotions, they just silence, and you don't feel any bad thing for those 5 minutes when you are binging. But after you are done binging, those emotions like they come back, and now you're being flooded with those emotions. Plus, now you are feeling that guilt of for binge eating. Even though it feels quiet, it feels peaceful for 5 minutes. After you're done eating, it feels way terrible. But for you, you binge it because for those 5 minutes, it feels peace. So you feel like that peace of 5 minutes is worth it. Even though it always backfires in the long run, but you just binge it because you want that peace. Reason number three: have you ever noticed how many people, when they are eating, like they're watching a movie or they're watching a video on YouTube or listening to some sort of podcast or radio, as a result, they can't focus on what they're eating. And if you look at them carefully, they always tend to eat more than they intended to. So for you, the reason why you could be binge eating is because when you are eating, you are focusing on way too many things. So you don't give your brain the focus that it needs for you to focus on the food that you are eating. So as a result, you binge it. A rule that I want you to follow here is that when you are eating, do nothing but eating. I follow this rule myself. I don't care how busy I am. I don't care how tight my schedule is. When I'm eating. Full stop. Now, the fourth reason why you may binge it, there's actually a term for this, but I forgot the term for this. Have you ever seen that when you are planning to start a diet, it's like, let's say you want to start dieting on Monday. On Sunday evening, you are going to eat a ton of food because you tell yourself that, oh, this is the last time. After I eat this today, I'm never going to have this again. So, blessing, just eat as much as you want and don't worry about anything else, just eat. Do you relate to that? And so that could be the reason why you are binge eating because you are planning to go on a diet. I'm going to make a full video about this soon. But a rule that I can want you to follow here is that don't eat so that you can make up for what you are not going to eat tomorrow. Again, I'm going to make a full length video, so subscribe to see that. Reason number five, why I may binge it, is something that I myself struggle with a lot. I'm someone who used to run a lot and used to lift weights. Nowadays, I have an injury on my back, so I cannot lift weights. But there were days where I would do run and I would lift weights and I would do healthy things. But then I would tell myself that, oh, I deserve it. Like, yeah, I've burnt a lot of calories, so I deserve it. And I'll just eat. That could be you right now, where you do good things, you run, you exercise, and then you tell yourself that, oh, I deserve it. So you just end up binging and you fool yourself to believe that, yeah, it's okay because I've earned it. But then you always feel guilty later because, like, deep inside, you know that you didn't plan to binge. You know that your plan included not binging and also exercising. But now you are telling yourself that, well, I exercised, so I deserve to binge. And that ruins your progress. So don't do that. Now, the reason number six why you may binge is because you binge. It sounds funny, but if you notice that, let's say you binge it at night, you're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to feel like powerless. You're going to feel ashamed of yourself. And those negative emotions can overpower you. And then you start to binge because you are feeling the negative emotions. And then you feel the negative emotions and they cause you to binge. And then you start to binge because you are feeling the negative emotion. It's like it's a cycle where you binge, you feel bad, you binge, you feel bad, you binge, and you have to break that cycle if you want to actually make progress. So that's the number six. And the final reason for this video for why you may binge, this is what I believe the majority of the people they struggle with. If you notice that when you have nothing to do, you feel like you just binge because you have absolutely nothing to do, or when you are bored. So the reason why you may binge it is because you are bored, and which is why many people they binge eat at night, because many people they go to work, they come back, and at night they have absolutely nothing to do. So as a result, they binge it. If that's you, I made a full video where I go in depth and I teach you exactly how to avoid binge eating at night. You're going to want to watch it right here. It's free, right? It's just a free video, so click and watch it, and hopefully I see you there.